This tutorial is for the support provider, and it is in regard to assessing or submitting to the program, as we like to call it, any of the entries. So entries 1, 2, or 3 for year 1, or entries 6, 7, and 8 for year 2 and ECO. So when you log into your account and you see that one of the entries, like this one, entry 7, has a colored yellow bar on it, you want to click on the bar, and it will take you to the list of assessments. So we're going to click Participating Teacher, and it's going to pop up with the template and all of the answers that you all have put in. Now mine, of course, is a pretend because it's a demo account, so we're going to pretend that everything looks great. And you can put the grade in here. Well, now remember, we don't grade. No A, B, C, D, F anywhere on this thing. No super, no wonderful, no this stinks. Anything here needs to either be complete or resubmit. Now, there's one addition for the entries 1, 2, and 3, and 6, 7, and 8. That's the assessment rubric. Now, you'll remember that your participating teacher completed the COPs down here by changing the font color, the text color, and adding their next steps within the entry. That's very different this year than last year. So the assessment rubrics, when you open it up, what we're asking you to do is just click the boxes. No comments are needed. We need this for data purposes. This is for us to be able to improve our program and see how we can improve our focus on candidate competence, which is the professional growth of your participating teachers. So you would go about your review of this as usual. But before submitting the assessment or requesting resubmission, you're going to create an assessment rubric. Now you want to do this assessment rubric only at the very end. So if you have to do some going back and forth because things have accidentally been left out, don't do this assessment rubric until the end. You only want to do it once, and you're going to take it directly off the participating teacher's work. There's no guesswork. It will take you about, I'd say, 3 minutes. So we're going to pretend that we went through and we reviewed each section. We opened up and looked at and made sure our SP notes are there. We read the student analysis or skimmed it over one more time, and we made sure that each student's work was scanned and uploaded. We, did all the different parts, and remember they're different for each of the different entries. And then we have the COPs down here at the bottom, the continuums of practice, and I can see the color font has been changed. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click Assessment Rubric, and it's going to open it up, and we're going to actually click, this is called the Undock button. We're going to undock it so that we can move it around wherever we want to. Now I don't have to worry about expanding this or doing anything, because when I scroll down to the COP and I pop that back open, here it is, then I'm just going to click. So in 1.1, my participating teacher and I talked it through, and we felt that they were exploring. So I'm going to click Exploring. And then you'll notice it just turns a different shade of blue. And then for theirs, I would scroll on down again to 1.2. Now this was a demo, so I didn't have anything here. We'll pretend. And let's say that they were in the applying area. Now I may have jotted this down on an extra piece of paper so that I don't have to scroll like this. We may have jotted it down during our meeting time, and I know, and I can just quickly click the boxes that we agreed upon for their rubric, for the continuum of practice. Now this one has 2 COPs, entry 7 does. Most of them only have 1, and ECOs have 2 in different places. So it just depends upon what is attached. They'll all be in one long row together, so you don't have to worry about opening 2 different assessments or anything. So overall, once I'm all finished, this is the scary part for me. There is not a save button, and I get that. Unfortunately, LiveText is working on adding one, but they haven't yet. You have to have faith. You have to check and make sure that you're still on the internet, because that's what counts. And then you just hit the red X to close the assessment. When I come back up to the top, I can open that back up again by clicking on the button once more. It'll show me that it did in fact stay highlighted. I don't need to add comments or anything else. When I'm all finished, I'm going to click Submit Assessment. I've completed the rubric. I submit the assessment. It turns to green. And if I want to, I can look at the different comments and things that went on during our back and forth. I can view the rubric scores all over again. That all is there for me. Now when I go back to the dashboard, remember that because it's been turned green, it's no longer on my dashboard. But I know that that was within, I wanted to say it was within my BITSA year, I think I want to say it's my SPED ECO. Let's see if it's missing from there. It is. It was in my SPED ECO. Yours won't be as complicated. So if I click over here in course sections to SPED ECO and I click assignments, I'll be able to see right down here that entry 7 that's been finished. And next to it, off to the right, where it says View, I can take a look at that assessment rubric, and it would tell me what responses there were. Now, if I had 2 or 3 participating teachers in the same year, say they were all SPED ECOs, then I would have all 3 of their responses on the same rubric, and I would see that, it would show me their mean, mode, and standard deviation between the 3 of them for each part of the CSTPs. So overall, I'm going to go back to my dashboard here. The assessment of the entries is exactly the same after you've worked with them with your participating teacher, but for entries 1, 2, and 3, and entries 6, 7, and 8, we are asking that you help us out with program improvement and candidate competence and do that extra step of submitting the assessment rubric, which is just transferring the answers from their COP onto the electronic one so that we can focus on how to make our program better in the future. Hope this tutorial was helpful. Thank you.